Hello my dear children, how are you all? I hope all of you are doing well. Do you remember what we learned in last class? Yes, we learned a poem, The Four Princesses. We learned chapter 9, The Four Princesses. And we have started the activity part also. Today we are going to learn sounds and pronunciation. Sounds and pronunciation. Are you ready to learn it, children? Now listen carefully. Now look here, children. We have some words here. We are going to read these words. See the first one. F-U-L-L. Full. Repeat it. Full. F-U-L-L. Full. What is the sound here? U sound. Full. P-U-T. Put. Put. What is the sound here? U sound. S-H-O-E. Shoe. Repeat it, children. Shoe. What is the sound here? U sound. Long U sound. Now see the next one. W-O-U-L-D. Wood. Repeat it. Wood. Short U sound. Repeat it, children. Wood. U sound. L-O-S-E. Loose. Repeat it. Loose. Long U sound. N-E-W. New. Repeat it, children. New. Long U sound. W-O-L-F. Wolf. Repeat it, children. Wolf. F-O-O-L. Fool. Repeat it, children. Fool. Long U sound. G-O-O-D. Good. Repeat it. Good. Short U sound. B-O-O-T. Boot. Boot. Long U sound. P-O-O-L. Pool. Long U sound. P-O-O-L. Pool. F-O-O-T. Foot. Short U sound. Foot. Now we'll repeat it once again. Full. Repeat it, children. Full. Put. Put. Shoe. Shoe. Wood. Loose. New. Wolf. Fool. Good. Boot. Pool. Foot. Now we are going to do an activity. Now look here, children. We have two boxes here. Here we'll write the short U sound words. Here we'll write the long U sound words. Full. Where can we write it? Here or here? Full. It is short U sound. Full. Put. Put. Short U sound. Shoe. It is long U sound. We'll write here shoe. This is long U sound. Now see the next one. Wood. Whether it is short U sound or long U sound. Wood. It is short U sound. We'll write here wood. Short U sound. Loose. Short U sound or long U sound. Loose. Long U sound. We'll write here loose. Now see the next one. New. New. Short U sound or long U sound. New. Long U sound. Then we'll write here new. Now see the next one. Wolf. Wolf. Now can you tell me whether it is short U sound or long U sound? Wolf. Wolf is short U sound. we'll write here wolf. Fool. Short O sound or long O sound? Fool. Long O sound. We'll write here fool. Good. Short O sound or long O sound? Good. Very good. Short O sound. We'll write here good. Boot. Boat. Long O sound. Boat. Pool. Long O sound. Pool. Foot. Now can you tell me whether it is short U sound or long U sound? Foot. It is short U sound. Foot. We'll write here foot. Now we'll read all these words once again. Full, put, wood, wolf, good, foot. All these words are short O sound. Shoe, loose, new, fool, boot, pool. All these words are long O sound. Did you understand, children? Now we'll do an activity. Now children, look here. We're going to do an activity. Here we have a poem. We're going to read this poem. Then we have to fill in these blanks using the missing rhyming words. So we all know what are rhyming words. What are rhyming words? The words that end with same sound are known as rhyming words. So we'll try to read this poem and find out the missing rhyming words. When the earth is turned in dash, the worms are fat as anything, and birds come flying all dash to eat the worms right off the ground. They like worms just as much as dash, like bread and milk and apple pie. And once when I was very young, I put a worm right on my dash. I didn't like the taste a bit, and so I didn't swallow dash. But oh, it makes my mother dash, because she thinks I ate that worm. So this is a poem, and now we'll try to find out the missing rhyming words and fill these blanks. Are you ready, children? Now let's do it. So here is a word cloud and some words are here. So we have to find out the right missing rhyming words from this word cloud and fill in the blanks. Are you ready, children? Yes, we are going to do it. Now look here, children. When the earth is turned in dash, the worms are fat as anything. So, when the earth is turned in dash, the worms are fat as anything. So here, the word is anything. Now we have to find out the rhyming word for anything. Now, look here, children. Sleeping, fit, around, sound, tongue, sit, squirm, term, king, spring, found, it. So can you tell me a word that sounds like anything? Spring. Spring is the rhyming word for anything. So we'll fill the blanks with spring. When the earth is turned in spring, we'll write here spring. When the earth is turned in spring, the worms are fat as anything. That means during spring season, the worms will be fat. They'll grow. They'll be fat. When the earth is turned in spring, the worms are fat as anything. Now, see the second line. And birds come flying all dash to eat the worms right off the ground. So here the word is ground, and we have to find out a rhyming word for ground. And birds come flying all dash to eat the worms right off the ground. So what is the rhyming word for ground? Now look here, children. What is the rhyming word for ground? A round, tongue, sound, fit, eye, term, squirm, sit, king, spring, found, it. So what is the rhyming word for ground? A round, a round. Now we'll fill in the blank using this word. And birds come flying all around. We'll write here around. And birds come flying all around to eat the worms right off the ground. That means during the spring season, the worms will grow. They'll be fat. That time, all the birds will come around to eat the worms from the ground. So during the spring season, there will be worms and the worms will be fat. So all the birds will come down to the ground and eat the worms. Did you understand, children? Now, see the next line. They like worms just as much as dash, like bread and milk and apple pie. So here the word is pie, and we have to find out a rhyming word for the word pie, and we have to write it in the blank. So we'll try to find out the word from the word cloud. Look here, children. Can you find out a word that rhymes with pie? I is the word. I, pie. I is the rhyming word for pie. So we'll write I in the blank. They like worms just as much as I like bread and milk and apple pie. So the birds, they like worms just as much as I like bread and milk and apple pie. So I like bread, milk and apple pie. The writer says that the writer likes bread and milk and apple pie. In the same way, the birds, they like worms just as much as I like bread and milk and apple pie. Now, see the next line. And once when I was very young, I put a worm right on my dash. Now, see the word here. And once when I was very young, I put a worm right on my dash. So, we have to find out a rhyming word for the word young. And once when I was very young, I put a worm right on my dash. Now, look here, children. We'll find out a rhyming word for young. Now, children, can you tell me a rhyming word for young? Sound, sit, squirm, tongue. So, what is the rhyming word for young? Young, tongue. Tongue, young, tongue. So, both of these words sounds same. Young, tongue. So, what is a rhyming word, children? Tongue. Now we'll write it in the blank. Tongue, Tongue. And once when I was very young, I put a worm right on my tongue. So when the writer was very young, during his childhood, what happened, children? He put a worm right on his tongue. He put a worm on his tongue. I didn't like the taste a bit, and so I didn't swallow dash. I didn't like the taste a bit, and so I didn't swallow dash. So what is a rhyming word for bit? What is a rhyming word, children? Now look here. Children, what is a rhyming word for bit? It. It is the rhyming word for bit. Now we'll write it in the blank. I didn't like the taste a bit, and so I didn't swallow it. We'll write here it. I didn't like the taste a bit, and so I didn't swallow it. So what happened, children? When the writer was very young, he put a worm on his tongue, but he didn't like the taste of that worm, and so I didn't swallow it. That means the writer didn't swallow the worm. Now see the next line. But oh, it makes my mother dash because she thinks I ate that worm. Now see this word worm. We have to find out the rhyming word for worm. Now look here, children. So what is the rhyming word for worm? Squirm. Squirm is the rhyming word for worm. Now we'll write it in the blank. But oh, it makes my mother squirm. Squirm. But oh, it makes my mother squirm because she thinks I ate that worm. So what is the meaning of squirm? Squirm means twist the body from side to side due to discomfort. That means the writer's mother was uncomfortable because she thought that the writer ate that worm. Did you understand, children? We'll read this poem once again. When the earth is turned in spring, the worms are fat as anything, and birds come flying all around to eat the worms right off the ground. They like worms just as much as I like bread and milk and apple pie. And once when I was very young, I put a worm right on my tongue. I didn't like the taste a bit, and so I didn't swallow it. But oh, it makes my mother squirm because she thinks I ate that worm. Did you understand, children? Now, I'll give you a homework. See page number 60, Activity C, the story of the princess. Imagine how the 4 princesses lived in the tower. How would they have enjoyed their life there and the occasional sailing into the sea around? Write 5 sentences about the 4 princesses in the tower as written by one among them. Be imaginative. So children, this is your homework. You have to write 5 sentences about the 4 princesses in the tower and think that you are one of the princesses and write 5 sentences. Once you do the homework, take a photograph and upload it in school WhatsApp group. See you in next class. Thank you, children.
Vidyanike